conveyed by the previous episode's fifth opening chants of a record gamer warping and warbling while spinning the tune in a holding chamber filling with drinking water. Nothing lasts within C. Everything, and everybody, is in a constant condition of transition, along with epic journeys causing changes not only to people's locations and conditions, but to their families and, also, to their understanding of compatriots' correct identities. For Queen Kane, the decision in order to flood her structure necessitates an airline flight to safety. Prior she goes, states farewell to a variety of royal busts coating a wall, including one of her father's, which she tells, "Look the things I did. Your tale is over now, but my own is just beginning." Daddy issues would be the order of the day inside C. Still, prior to we can hear read more about Kane's paterfamilias, whom, she claims, in no way loved her, although she loved him, were treated to be able to Lord Dune becoming swallowed up by the crashing waves, as well as the sight of Kane and servant Nairi hopping into a horse-drawn iron carriage and driving away since the dam collapses and the surrounding region will be submerged by tidal waves. Back in our hero's getaway, Paris confesses in order to Maghra that, just before he left, Jerlameril told her to be careful about Maghra. Paris had usually assumed he was speaking about protecting Maghra, however, now that Maghra offers to send Baba, Kofan, and Haniwa into danger, unarmed, to be able to retrieve some sack that her dad once owned, the lady wonders if Jerlameril really meant that Paris should be wary of their baby's mama. Maghra pushes back towards such suspicions and it has Paris praying ready for her loved one's speedy and safe comeback. Neither of those points is guaranteed, because Baba, Kofan, in addition to Haniwa's mission prospects them to a riverbank settlement decorated together with plastic garbage. Baba recognizes it as a good outpost of the Opale, a scavenger group, who must have already been responsible for stealing their own possessions. My earlier guess about Jerlameril being behind the particular theft was, unfortunately, incorrect. The Opale sleep during the day and even Haniwa immediately states she can slide in and out of the location unnoticed, and thus should go retrieve her mom's stuff. Baba objects, but Haniwa is not having any of this, and she arrogantly profits from the trash-strewn site, which features alarm bell booby traps that will Haniwa sees, and simply avoids. Haniwa ultimately makes her method to a large tower-like framework housing a variety of pilfered goods, and effectively acquires her mom's pouch. At the same time, Kofan tells Baba of Haniwa's headstrong conduct has nothing to do with them, rather, it stems from Haniwa relating to Maghra's wish for something from an absentee father, like mum, like daughter. It's the most head-smackingly expository moment from the series to date, punctuation allowed obvious points in an unnecessarily overt manner, and it is followed by a program bit of combat since Haniwa is attacked by a masked foe with a giant golf club. Upon hearing her scream, Baba together with Kofan comes to her rescue. At the conclusion of the skirmish, Haniwa halts Baba from eliminating their enemy due to the fact, it turns out, he's not really their enemy whatsoever. Rather, this dreadlocked, facially scarred outcast has a brand in the chest synonymous with an eye with two arrows pointing throughout opposite directions that indicates they have the power of sight. Getting him back to their particular camp, where Maghra receives her dad's pouch, Haniwa presents him as Boots, whom typically the Opale had held as his servant. The bigger bombshell, at least to those within the show, is that Boot is another one of Jerlameril's kids. Apparently, Jerlameril has been spreading his seed far and wide to be able to create a new vision-powered generation, and then leaving his offspring once the time is right. He's not, simply by all accounts, a lot of stay-at-home kinds of man. Baba steps up and agrees to take Boot into their clan, later on admitting to Maghra that he did so as they feared that rejecting Boots might seed Haniwa, whom this individual doesn't want to drop, especially since he expects that the finish of their quest will certainly feature a reunion among Haniwa and the girl real dad. Close-ups of Maghra in this and other scenes mean that she's hiding a few mysterious secrets. Hera Hilmar's work in this particular episode is ominously ambiguous. Queen Kane, on the other hand, conceals absolutely nothing from anyone, informing Nairi at a glassy riverbed that she grew up amidst the particular roar of the dam's engines and cannot understand how anyone may tolerate the quiet of the vast outdoors world. Her disregard for common people and their way of life is quite predictable, as is the truth that her caravan is placed upon by quiet, deadly enemies, in this case, two mud-caked females who destroy Nairi and their car owner and take Queen as a prisoner, remarking on her behalf exquisitely soft pores and skin. Cain is delivered to a ramshackle spot known as the City of Earthworms, whose leader is definitely an elderly man amazed by Cain's beautiful fingers. This individual does not know who Queen is, which is fortunate for her since they later make a remark about the bitch queen. He then rollouts into a speech concerning the fascinating silkworm, which usually begins small and harmless and, over the course of its life, creates a gorgeous, perfect substance that is coveted by the richest in the land only to become a husk of herself, utilized, eager for death as soon as it turns into a new winged creature with no ability to fly. It seems Cain too is going to be exploited until she has nothing more than a useless corpse by this guy, who's curious about her background. He potentially thought she has aristocratic ties, and put some sort of noose around her neck, informing her that she'll knuckle down during her undetermined stint in his procedure. Cain screams their displeasure at the top of their lungs to no avail, her highborn outrage incapable of stopping her descent directly into servitude. Cain right now realizes what audiences have known for typically the entirety of this event: venturing into the Badlands, with little safety and no way to show or enforce Queen's royal rank and power, was most likely a dumb concept. Both Kofan, in addition to Haniwa, meanwhile, are curious about thinking about their own power and standing up, vis-a-vis their comrades, in individual conversations with, correspondingly, Bao and Boots. Bao raves in order to Kofan about her ability to observe other people without being detected, therefore allowing her to achieve secrets she may use in whatever charitable or cruel method she sees match. Boots sees the vision as a benefit, albeit one that provides consequences, specifically, alienation and disapproval from the blind. This individual tells Haniwa that will her relatives talk to her the way his captors used to deal with him, that is, not nicely. Haniwa disagrees, claiming she has never doubted her family's love for her and that Magra will, in time, arrive around to caring for him too. Baba is ready to depart their very own current position, using the tide away. Their boat is usually stuck until early morning. Immediate danger after that arrives in the form of Tamakti Jun and his Witchfinder army. Baba, Kofan, Boots, and Haniwa take up silent hands against these intruders, picking them away in stealthy style. As before, Baba taps and scratches surfaces to deceive opponents about their position, facilitating his gruesome kills. Paris and Magra are usually left to hide inside the hollow of a huge tree. Without warning, nevertheless, Magra abandons Paris, instigating a frenzied search by Tamakti Jun and company. All of us don't have to wait long to find out where she is gone. Walking with the brush, Magra confronts Tamakti Jun, that approaches her, prepared to strike. I listen to the voice of the dead woman. Magra, though, halts the attack by increasing up her hands and wiggling her finger, rattling the particular royal ring of which, it turns out, was the product from her daddy she had therefore desperately craved. Listening to this, Tamakti Jun kneels in deference, saying, "Hail, Princess Magra of the house associated with Cain," exposing that Magra may be the queen's sister.